channel. Obviously, like this video, subscribe, share this video out. Do what you got to do, guys. But listen, we got to talk about it because it just happened, obviously, a couple hours ago. We got to talk about the assassination attempt. We have to talk about it. I did speak on this earlier, right after it happened, and I got a lot of people talking about how, you know, just obviously how disgraceful it was, how basically it was wrong. I spoke about the fact that like we have to really really watch out for what we're doing now in this country. Like it's a shame now that at rallies you now have to worry about your life being taken. Like that's crazy, right? We never would have thought this 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago. Like that's how bad it's gotten. That's how bad the political atmosphere has gotten on both sides. I've seen comments, people blaming liberals. I've seen liberals blaming, the far right. And it's like, listen, it doesn't matter. It's both of y'all. It's both sides. And at the end of the day, a man's life was almost taken. That's where we're at right now. We're not even, like, people have to understand something, how close the bullet was to killing Trump. It was that, like, we're talking inches. Like, we're talking, like, not even that. Like, it grazed. It's like getting a fade. Like, when you go to the barbershop and, what I'm saying, he starts fading the sides? That's how close we're talking. And I mentioned this earlier, civil war. Like, I'm not saying there's going to be one. I pray to God there isn't one. But we got to look out for that type of shit. Because right now, it's getting testy. It's getting real, real, real. Like, it's getting real out here. It's getting real. And for people who aren't paying attention, you got to wake up. This has been boiling now for 4 years. Ever since Trump lost the presidency, ever since the Capitol riots, ever since, like, everything going on. And they've been trying to get him with the trials, with his money, his empire, everything. They've tried to destroy this man in every way possible, and yet they keep failing. They fail. Now, again, I'm not a supporter, but I recognize what's going on here. And I can see it. You can see it. It's like, what are we really doing here? It's like, what are we really doing here? But we got to talk about it. We got to talk about this. The Second Amendment. Who can you speak to when there is no one? I don't know. Thank you guys for joining in. We got to talk about the Second Amendment, guys. We have to. I believe that everybody has the right to defend themselves. I believe that you have the right to defend your family. I believe you have the right to. I'm here. You can speak. I listen. Thank you. I believe in all that. Do I believe that people should carry around assault rifles? No. That's doing too much. Do I believe that a family, let's say a family of four, the husband you know, has a pistol locked somewhere? Do I believe he should be entitled to that? Absolutely, because home invasions, robberies, all that shit, it can all happen. But there's going to be a discussion about the Second Amendment here. There's going to. In some circles, there's going to be a good discussion. And whether you're on one side or the other, doesn't matter. That conversation is being had right now about whether or not this is why we should ban them or not on assault weapons. Now, again, I'm not putting it out there saying ban them. I'm not sitting here saying that. But what I am saying is that conversation is being had. And I can guarantee you there's somebody out there going, you know what, this is why we got to get rid of them. Republicans look like hypocrites now because, look, the NRA, they endorsed them, and now, look, Trump almost gets assassinated because of a weapon. Like, they're going to try to spin that. I don't think that's the case. I just think it's a situation where this was unfortunate. Thank God it didn't go the other way. But we have to recognize that political violence in this country is getting worse. Like, it is getting worse to where now they might have to start wearing bulletproof. Big Mac. Okay, cool. You feel good, Evans? Nice. Yeah, it's going to get to the point where people start wearing bulletproof vests at rallies now. If they haven't been already, they should have been. But, like, this is where it's at. You know, we're talking about rallies here. Rallies, which is supposed to be energetic, right? I've never been to one, but I've seen them. I know people who've been to some. They always talk about the atmosphere. They talk about how, like, when you're there, you just feel the aura of whoever's up there on the podium speaking. You feel it, right? No matter who it is. It could be a senator, governor, presidential election. It doesn't matter. When you're at a rally, you're supposed to feel safe. You're supposed to be energetic. You go there, you support who you support. You may not agree with every policy they got, but you support that person and what their endeavor is. And then now you got a situation where now you got assassination attempts. Okay, Evans, if you don't want to look, who cares? Like, I don't. So if you feel good making these comments, that's cool. I don't really care. Um, yeah. But anyway, the point is, I just had to say that because I'm like, I keep seeing that, and I'm like, whatever. Yeah. So like, honestly, everybody. First off, I just want to point out, I'm glad everybody's safe from that. They did confirm that the shooter is dead, so that's good. And that Donald Trump himself posted about it, basically saying like, look, you know, this was unfortunate, this was unexpected. He said that he felt the, sorry, excuse me, he said he heard the, what does this say? All right, Evans, I don't know who you are, but I'm going to put you in timeout because, yeah. Anyway, the point is, this is where this conversation is going to start happening. Is it safe to attend rallies? Should there be more security? Should the um, should both President Biden and former President Trump have bulletproof vests, protection? Like, should that stuff be happening now? You know, because remember, rallies is open. It's an open field, literally. Like, Trump was in Philly, like not Philly, Philly. He was in Pennsylvania, but like, it's an open field. And so, honestly, I just feel like both sides of the aisle need to really take a look at what's going on and what's important, recognize the issue, and go, how can we stop this? Because right now, excuse me, the way it's looking right now, if this trend continues, then we may not even have elections anymore. We may not. It may get to the point where you just at home and you got to start posting on social media. You got to start posting on wherever you're at, making videos at home or your safe haven, your headquarters, wherever, and just not even travel. And I hope it doesn't get like that because, like I said, rallies, from what I've seen, are good. They're fun. Like, again, I've never been to one, but from the people I've talked to who have been to some, they say like it's an experience unlike anything else you've ever seen. Because again, that aura, that crowd, that energy, it gets you going, and you're like, all right, cool, we there. But getting back on topic, because I'm sorry, I am rambling. The Second Amendment, people are going to start talking about it. They're going to start talking about whether or not we need to abolish it, whether not abolish it, but we need to start having a ban on assault weapons, and whether or not we need to start having different policies towards it. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that's relevant to this case. I think this was just an off event where, like, you had one shooter, because it was just one, attempting to take the life of another person. I'm sorry, I'm reading a comment that was held. I'm not reading this, but you know who sent it, and I just, I'm not even gonna read it. But to continue this conversation, because these comments are looking crazy, I'm never gonna read to you half of this shit because it's disgusting. Um, what does this mean for his candidacy, for Trump's candidacy? Honestly, and like I talked about earlier, I think this enhances it. I think that for some reason, I'm not reading that because like I'm not doing that. So why would I read that? Um, yeah, I think this enhances his candidacy. To be honest, I think that this is a situation where him and his base are going to rally behind it and go. You know what? I am doing. This is how you know. He'll spin it this way. He'll say something like, "I'm doing something good for the country," and they're trying to get rid of me. he'll play on this. He'll play on the assassination attempts. He'll play on everything because it's like, you know, it's like a storybook ending at this point. And it's like if he wins the election, that'll be a moment in history we all remember and go, damn. Remember that assassination attempt? That got that man elected. Like that got him elected. Like imagine like that's something that like nobody's thinking about. Imagine if this incident gets him elected. Like that'd be crazy. Right? Or am I bugging? Am I bugging here? Cause like that's like I was thinking about that earlier. I'm like, damn, imagine if this galvanizes his base enough where enough people vote for him because of sympathy, maybe his policies, maybe just who he is, the fact that there's a double standard in the justice system against him and Biden. It's like, you know what? Yo, I'm not reading this, man. I'm not. No. Anyway, yeah. I just think that this is a situation where we have to be careful as a country, and we need to figure out what we're gonna do moving forward. Because, again, you have people who, on both sides of the aisle, condemn violence, but yet their base still does. And yeah, so we got to be careful. But I'm gonna cut this live short because my phone is dying. Appreciate everybody who listened, who tuned in. For those of you who made crazy comments, I'm not reading them, but you know who you are. Yeah, so everybody be safe, be blessed. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, and let people know, listen, political violence is not it. That's not how you solve problems. It's not how you save this country. It's not. So people who, so like, and I'm gonna go with this. If whoever was trying to assassinate Trump, if they thought that was gonna change the election and go, oh, you know, now Biden's gonna win. Well, number one, you failed. Number two, no, because he could still drop out. Biden, like, let's be serious. That man is not. No, you can see it. It's sad. Like, I'm not trying to be like that, but it's sad. But even like when, matter of fact, speaking of him, when he gave his speech, not his speech, when he gave his press conference about the shooting, even then, it didn't sound like somebody who was like confident like this will never happen again. It was more just like, damn, that happened. But, you know, my message is political violence needs to, like, that was basically what it gave. That's the vibe it gave off to me. But either way, I'm gonna end this now, y'all. Like I said, peace out. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and yeah, we'll catch y'all next time.